Hello and welcome on 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, it's NPFL Day. It's actually kick-starting over there in Lagos between MFM and Remo Stars. Well, that match will be a cracker because there's a derby between the two teams, talking about the MFM of Lagos and also the team that will be facing the Remo Stars. But the good thing right now is that there is sponsorship for NPFL, and we are so glad to report this. Now, joining me in the studio is Sunday Inuyenu. Good to have you, Sunday.
Sunday is a pleasure.
Now we go straight to the first story we're looking at. The Nigerian Professional Football League is here. It's kick-starting today, despite the fact that the other matches have been shifted till Sunday. But right now, the first match will be coming up today in the NPFL between MFM and Remo Stars of Canada. But as it is right now, I think the matches that will be coming up today, we're looking at this particular big match that will at least be the beginning of the 2021-2022 season in the NPFL.
Well, so much anticipation between the match of NPFL that is going to be played today for MFM and the Remo Stars of Ogun State, of course. And Coach Shola Balogun, I'm sure he has what it takes to give the MFL the needed result. Of course, they have their talisman there, Stephen Ode, who is always good at banging the goals. He had over 23 goals, and of course, despite the fact that MFN had 13 losses and they finished 10th position with 51 points, I'm very sure they have what it takes to stand against the newly promoted side, which is Remo Stars. So it is a match that everyone needs to look out for to see how the season begins, because this is the determinant of other matches to come in the city of
Lagos.
Going to
highlight, it's going to be the highlight of the at least the season, because a lot of people have waited to see when will NPFL started. In fact, a lot of people were thinking maybe it will not see the light of the day, but right now it's going to be a match. Although a match will be coming up today, and it will be the fact that this time around, they are shifting it to the southwest, where it's going to be in Lagos at Mobolaji Johnson Sport Arena over there at Oniko. But the main thing right now is MFM of Lagos and Remo Stars. Remo Stars are just coming from NNL. Welcoming, at least they are going to be battling to NPFL today. And MFM, we know they've been there. They are the bigger boys. If you want to rate performance, maybe you want to give it to them because of the fact that they are there. But experience may not count now, because Remo Stars too, they are not just coming there to play. They know what it takes to qualify for the NPFL.
Yes, for them to have come all the way from the NLA down to the NPFL, I think they have something to offer. Away from that, it's just that the NPFL team are not going to be playing, the MFM team rather, they are not going to be playing their Gege usual soil. Despite the fact that Lagos is their home, they have a whole lot of fans who give them the needed support, but they still have to put in their footing right tactically. They still have to put some synergy to showcase what they have to offer. But I believe the arrival is going to give them a run for their money, because for them to have qualified all the way from the lower division down to the NPFL, Remo Stars still have a prospect, being the fact that they are playing one of the usual side in the NPFL. NPFL teams so much, but for Mountain of Fire team that just came in since 14 years ago, that's 2007, they have been putting a whole lot of synergy. When Fidelis Elechuko was there, now that Shola Balogun is there, I'm very sure they want to make the fans at home feel comfortable and excited.
Now, let's consider the fact that Benga Ogunbote is the coach of Remo Stars.
Of course.
And looking at his antecedent in the Nigerian Professional Football League, you just have to reckon with his performance so far. He has been with Lobby, he has been so many Sunshine Stars of Akure, and coming to Remo Stars. A lot of people were like, wow, for him to have accepted that job, that shows that he has seen a dream coming from Remo Stars side, that they want to make statement in the league. For Benga Ogunbote to have accepted the job, and now he's going to be taking taking over there as leading that team to play against a more experienced side, although we know that he too has experience in the NPFL. What do you see in Benga Gubote's experience versus Shola Balogun as the manager of MFM, and then you now turn it around, MFM experience versus Remo Stars.
I think because the fact that he is a veteran coach, you know, I mean, the Remo Star coach now, Benga Ogubote, right? He's going to give all he has. He has been in the terrain. He has been in the NPFL
and now
Premier League.
He's coaching
proven experience is going to push out when the game begins. I just look at the fact that this is the beginner game. He just had to take his time, get the win if he can. But first and foremost, you have to look at who is ready to play in both of the teams. The NPFL game is the first game that is taking place today, which is between the Mountain of Fire and the Remo Stars. Remo Stars are trying to showcase their talent. They are trying to prove a point because they are just coming to the league. They have something to offer. That's what they want to show, because in respect of the fact that they are playing a neighboring state, right, or a club from a neighboring state, which is Lagos State now, Mountain of Fire, they want to pull, shout, and give in their best. But still, experience will still count, and of course, the 90 minutes will determine who will win the game.
Okay, we've been talking concerning the NPFL, where the match that will be at least leading the pack will be starting today, rather, in Lagos at the Mobolaji Johnson Sport Arena. Well, MFM of Lagos will be playing against Remo Stars of Ikene Ogun State. It's going to be a derby because you can actually see the two teams playing so close. Well, Benga Ogubote is the coach of Remo Stars, and with his experience and the fact that Remo Stars are just coming to play in the NPFL, well, come this fact that you just have to look at the team they are facing, MFM, having Shola Balogun. Well, you just have to switch it to. It's going to be a big one there. A lot of Nigerians want to see that match heralding the Nigeria NPFL. And also on Sunday, the remaining matches will be coming up, but we just have to look at it deeply, talking about the match. Aside that, there is this news came out also where the sponsors that are sponsor right now for NPFL, and that's a very good news. In fact, 2 sponsors are available now for the team, for the league. That shows that there are benefits coming from this sponsorship.
Yes, of course. Benefits like player welfare will be improved. The kits aspect of the player, I mean the rebranding, how they look, the jersey and so on and so forth will be improved on as well. And I believe for the sponsors to have come, they need to do more. I mean the LMC, in respect to the improvement of the league, it has to be overhauled when it comes to taking care of players' welfare, because that's what is very paramount in the first place. Because for players to give in all their synergy, playing in, week out, midweek, so on and so forth, traveling far and wide, they just have to be looking colorful. They just have to be excited. They just have to get their wages. They just have to get incentive and good benefit. So it's a good one having 2 sponsors so far, but I believe more sponsors will come, and that's going to add more glamour and make the league more attractive.
We just hope the Nigerian Professional Football League gets better. As the sponsors, they have 2 sponsors now that will be at least taking over affairs of that league. Well, a good one there. Finally, we are looking at business being done the right way, NPFL, and hopefully the issue of insecurity, bad rule, and all that actually disturbing our players when they go for matches. Maybe this will also be looking into. Well, good one there. We've been talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League kickstarting today in Lagos. Now we move away from that, and quickly let's look at some results in European football. Now we look at English Premier League, where some matches were played. Well, Chelsea against Everton ended 1-0 draw, while a lot of people were looking at will Chelsea win that game against Everton, but it ended in a draw where Mason Mount scored 4 in the 78th minute before Brantwaite was able to actually replied another goal, making it a 1-0 draw there. Liverpool defeated Newcastle United by 3-1. Good one from Diogo Jota, not forgetting Mo Salah, or the man that won't stop scoring. And they won short, one wonderful short strike from Trent Alexander-Arnold, making it 3 for Liverpool, while Joe Shelby was able to pull one back, but it was not enough as Liverpool silenced the team that came seeing them, Newcastle there. Well, Chelsea, Everton ended 1-1, Mount and the other player that scored for the other team.
I think it was expected, fully anticipated game, full of surprises, if you ask me, because from the look of things, Chelsea had a better chance, but you see the Everton guys will always fight, just like the way they fought in the game, and they eventually got the needed equalizer. And for the game to have ended 1-1, it makes it a better opportunity for them. It gives them a wonderful projection ahead of the subsequent matches. For them to have gotten a draw in the first place against a giant team as Chelsea FC, they have to look forward to how they will merge up with other opponents so that they can gather more momentum and step a bit ahead of the table log. It is a good result for Everton.
Now, if you look at the fact that even before the match, Everton had been at least going with a lot of losses, but they were able to bounce back. Getting this particular draw is a morale booster for that team. You look at their coach is not having, Rafa Benitez is not having easy with the fans, he's not having easy with the management. Everything is looking as if it's collapsing, but this particular draw, at least to some extent, is a morale booster towards the game they will be playing at the weekend. And you just have to look at Chelsea too, losing, at least dropping the trend that they've been having. Now they draw again. Hopefully, maybe by the time they play in the weekend, they can actually get a win.
Of course, they have the motivation, they have the materials, they have the tactical experience from their coach. In person of Tuchel. I just believe they need to push more. But you see, when it's approaching the January window, things like this are meant to happen. Players or teams that are very formidable gradually will be dropping points because others are trying to match up in between, because the season is approaching to mid-season.
It's not happening to Man City.
Man City, for Man City case,
are they from this space?
They are not really from this space. It just looks as if they are just 100% tactically satisfied or okay for now, because if you look at Man City, they are always going for the goals, no matter what. Despite the fact that they are playing a bigger team or a relegated side, they don't care. All they need to do is get the goals as much as they can.
So that makes it against the analysis
I think that's what makes them different from other teams. The Man City side are very, very outstanding when it comes to goal scoring. So it is a bigger one.
It's like the whole Man City, even the goalkeeper.
Maybe it's the experience of Pep Guardiola all the way from Bundesliga, La Liga, and down to the EPL. And since he came to the EPL, he has been very outstanding. And he even said it the other day that if the fans don't like him, he's going to step aside for someone else to come in. That's to show the level of confidence, the level of experience, the level of tactical prowess he has pushed into the work. So I believe Chelsea might just have to get some win. Of course, Everton will want to get some. Every team wants to get some win at the right time.
Now we're looking at Liverpool also doing so well against Newcastle United. 3-1 there. Jota, Salah, and also Trent Alexander-Arnold there scoring those 3 goals against Joe Shelby, who put one back for Newcastle as they played that game against the Cubs.
So touching for Newcastle. They got an early goal. They couldn't.
You were expecting them to win?
Not really. Perhaps they would have gotten a draw, but they couldn't stand the momentum. It's so painful. You see, when you play against one of the big fours, like the Liverpool, the Man City, the Chelsea, you just have to be up and doing. They got the goal. It looks as if they were not ready to get more goals. Of course, Liverpool was expected to respond, and they responded so quickly in the 21st and 25th minute with Jota and Mo Salah, who seems very unstoppable, possibly gunning for best footballer of the year in the coming seasons. So I believe if you're playing against any bigger team as an average club, you just have to be in your A game. The lapses will always show. The inexperience will show at a point. The fatigue will come in. But you just have to give in your best. You can't just get a goal or two and relax. You just have to keep going. So possibly that's what happened. And because they were unable to stand the fact that they got a goal, they couldn't defend. Firmino just had to come, give the necessary assist to Alexandra, and that was how they sealed up the 3-1 victory. Quite a touching one for
you seem to be having a pity for Newcastle.
I think I have a little
because you are
pity,
Manchester United.
Yes, for them now, because now they have the money to splash. They don't have the.
Now we quickly look at other results are happening in the Italia space. Talking about Coppa Italia, they are quickly Coppa Italia results that took place matches yesterday. Well, Spezia against Lecce, 2-0 in favor of Lecce. There they came, they saw, and they conquered. You have Sampdoria against Torino, 2-1. Good one for Sampdoria, a player, Quagliarella and Vera actually scoring those goals, while Mandragola put one back for Torino. That's the team of Ola Aina, the Nigeria. Well, good one there for Sampdoria and Lecce winning those goals. And quickly we look at another one where Copa del Rey result. Before we actually talk on it quickly, let's look at the result as it ended, where Mancha Real defeated Granada 5-0 in that particular encounter. Albacete, they lost against Cadiz by a lone goal. Atletico Baleares 5, Getafe 0, Osasuna 2, and you have the La Coruña 1. That's how it ended in the Copa del Rey matches that was played yesterday. Copa del Rey, so shocking for the La Coruña to have lost that game at home against Osasuna. Well, that's football. And quickly, we also look at another one where it happened. All the matches that happened yesterday. Coupe de France result also. Coupe de France, where this is a fixture anyway. The result that was done, talking about the Coupe de France there, Valenciennes against Strasbourg, and then ending in favor of Strasbourg 1-0. A good one for Strasbourg as they won that encounter. Now back to the matches I've mentioned earlier. I've just run through the results. We look at the Coppa Italia, where the teams that actually did well, Sampdoria, they won their game, where two players, a particular player that really done well in Italia Serie A, Quagliarella, also was able to score yesterday. He won for, it was part of the people that scored for Sampdoria, talking about the result there. And you also have Lecce winning away. While you look at the teams we expected to win,
they didn't even get the win. Exactly. Like the La Liga team, Getafe and the other team, losing 5-0. That's quite a
it was a shocking one, because you look at Granada losing big loss to
that margin is quite much.
I remember Ibrahim was saying that
I wish they would have gotten at least 2 goals to respond to that. For them, Granada and Getafe to lose 5-0 each. It looks as if there is no football in Spain, but there is actually. Anyway, for what it is now, it is still ongoing, so they might just have to bounce back sooner or later.
Well, it's one of this is Copa del Rey. You are beating, you are out. So and you look at yesterday. I remember when Ibrahim was saying, "Oh, he was giving it to Granada. Never knew it's going to be a walloping from Mancha Real and also Albacete. Win 5-0. Granada, Getafe conceding those goals was a silencer coming from the team that beat them. The small team seems to be getting better when it comes to cup games.
Yeah, possibly because that's where they concentrate much, because in their league they might not have the bravery to stand against bigger teams, or they might not sustain the momentum of whatever point they've been able to get. But when it comes to little tournament like that, they want to concentrate more. I think that's where they give more attention, possibly. That's why they are doing well.
Okay, let's have that the Copa del Rey result again, so that we can at least use to analyze one particular, looking at that team, Granada losing that game. It was a big one, because a lot of people, which team is Atletico Baleares 5-0 against Getafe, Granada also conceding 5-0 from Mancha Real. These are two teams that play in the lesser league in the over there in Spain. And in fact, if not now, a lot of people don't know there is a team called Mancha Real or a team called Atletico Baleares. And now look at 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals. The two teams from La Liga conceding so much big margin of goals.
Yes, maybe the way they came in now, they are coming from the lower division to beat the teams that are not even doing well, even in the league. So it looks as if they are stepping up their game. And gradually, before you know it, if they get promotion into the major La Liga leagues, they are going to do better. But you see, sometimes it boils down to technicalities of the coaches. It boils down to the agility of the players. it boils down to the officiating as well. Most times officiating doesn't really seem favorable, or doesn't seem a bit too balanced. So it affects the performance or the psychological aspect of players and the coaches. So sometimes that's what affects the game, or possibly the tactical interest from both sides. Some team might just say, okay, this is not our league game. This is just a competition. Let's go and get this trophy and stay aside. If it is our league game, let's just give it all the attention we need and see if we can step up or improve on our previous season performance. So it varies.
Well, we've been at least running around the league cup there, Copa del Rey, Copa Italia, French Cup too, the one they call Coupe de France. All those, we just brought those results for your attention there. Well, the good thing right now is the bigger teams in Spain are really doing well, walloping the big ones 5-0, 2 matches against Getafe and Granada. They wallop them there. Well, good one for those teams that won, Mancha Real, and not forgetting Atletico Baleares there winning those games. Well, to let you know that the NPFL is back and it will be kickstarting today in Lagos, Mobolaji Johnson Arena over there in Lagos. MFM of Lagos and also Raymond Stars of Ikene, Ogun State will be slugging it out against each other. Coach Benga Ogunbote versus Coach Shola Balogun, and all the players will be running out to see who will win. Is it going to be a draw? One more team must win in this game.
Absolutely, it's going to be a highly intense encounter because the atmosphere encourages football. That's the city of Lagos. Despite the fact that his name or also known as Center of Excellence, it is also like the Africa hub of sports. They enjoy sports so much in Lagos. So, of course, they are having the opening match there for the NPFL, and that's the only match for the week, for today rather, before the Sunday games. And I believe a whole lot of fans will come out from all walks of life to ensure they enjoy that game at the Surulere Balogun Stadium.
Well, it's a good one having you in the studio Sunday, New Year.
It has been a pleasure, always.
Well, to wrap it up, to let you know that NPFL also got 2 sponsors. They will be back in that league. That's a good one there. It means things are actually running well for Nigerian Professional Football League. That does it on 360 Sport. On this edition, I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.